The episode opens up in Mariner Valley on Mars, where two astronauts, Ed and Carter, are seen taking recordings of oxygen levels. This is when Carter notices a strange rock and starts digging through it, claiming that it could be an ice crystal. Since this is the first interesting find that they have discovered on Mars, Ed does not stop Carter. Once he pulls the shiny rock out of the ground, they hear a strange noise just as the ground underneath them begins to crumble. Ed manages to get away, but Carter falls through the large crack. Once he is safe, Ed rushes back to the edge and calls out for Carter, who does not respond. Inside the tunnel, Carter tries reaching out to Ed to assure him that he is okay, but finds that his earpiece has been damaged. He then decides to turn on the flashlight and start exploring the cave around him. To his surprise, he notices a strange rock with writings on it. He tries to find more information about it, but realizes that it could be the first sign of alien existence, and becomes curious enough to continue his exploration. When he spots a lever, he tries to turn it around, but realizes that he needs his tools. Luckily, he still has his axe and uses it to turn the lever that seemed to be stuck around. As soon as the lever turns, the rock begins to light up before a bright light blinds him. He only manages to recover for a second, but he hears something heading towards him and starts screaming. 2 years later, at a Wayne Tech facility, Batman breaks into the facility and spies on a group of scientists who are working inside the lab. When one of them leaves for home, the rest of them start speaking to each other in an alien language. He watches as the aliens dig out a device from the wall before taking it outside and activating it. This is when Batman decides to attack them. However, the aliens are much stronger than he had anticipated, and he gets overpowered. Just when he thinks that things are not going according to plan, Superman lands behind him and offers to help, but suddenly, he begins to see flashes of horrible images and passes out. When Batman notices this, he grabs Superman and quickly jumps off the building just as it explodes. When Batman slides down the hill, he notices the aliens heading towards a wooded area. Sometime later, Superman wakes up and asks Batman what happened, who then claims that he had lost consciousness. Superman reveals that he does not remember anything and asks Batman what he was after. The superhero revealed that he had detected suspicious activity in their deep space monitoring network and wanted to investigate since he thought that there was more going on than what had caught the eye. Superman tells him that he wants to help, but since he's needed back in the city, he hands Batman a signal watch and asks him to call if he needs help. The next morning, a group of protesters gathered outside of the Senate to protest against the production of nuclear weapons. Inside the assembly, a government official claims that his people will only feel safe if all weapons of destruction are destroyed. A general is quick to respond by saying that these weapons are their only defense against their enemies. He is interrupted by Senator Carter, who was once an astronaut. He claims that he was once involved in an experience that changed his life. Because he had seen Earth from such a distance, he knew that it was fragile and that they needed to take care of the planet. The senator then proposes that they use Superman as the force to fight against all evil. As Superman makes his appearance, everyone begins to stare at him in awe. However, the general still needs to be convinced that entrusting a single man with the responsibility of protecting the entire planet. This is when Superman steps forward and assures everyone that he will continue to try his best to make sure that he maintains peace on Earth. Once the assembly ends, Superman and Senator Carter go outside to greet their guests, while the general watches them in anger. On the other hand, a reporter named Snapper Carr reports that 6 months since Senator Carter's disarmament plan was put into motion, Superman has been busy disarming weapons and has managed to gather increasing support for the movement. However, there are still some people who are skeptical about the plan and think that Superman cannot be in 5 places at once. One night, after Superman returns home from a long day of disarming weapons, he heads straight to bed. Just as he falls asleep, he begins to see flashes of images again, causing him to wake up screaming. Meanwhile, in an abandoned Star Labs facility, Batman once again sneaks inside and starts looking around for any signs of the aliens. He spots a device and touches it, but before he can examine it properly, he notices the 3 alien scientists leaving a room. Once he is left alone, he sneaks inside the room, and to his surprise, he notices a large alien cocoon with bodies inside. He cuts through one of the sacks and notices that the body inside is alive and breathing. Not long after that, he hears a dog behind him and only has seconds to react as the dog tackles him down. When he finally manages to throw the dog off him, he is surprised to discover that it is another alien as it begins to shapeshift. Batman tries to jump high up towards the ceiling, but the alien does not relent and follows him everywhere. As they continue to fight, the alien flings Batman back, causing him to crash into a heavy shelf and get pinned down underneath it. Once he loses consciousness, Superman hears the signal watch beeping and immediately heads to rescue Batman. By the time he arrives at the Star Labs building, he finds that it is empty. He then picks Batman up and is about to leave when he notices a large meteor fly past him and crash in the middle of the street. Knowing that the firefighters will need his help, he leaves Batman in the care of a medic and rushes back to the meteor. Once the firefighters put out the fire, they began to hear strange sounds coming from the meteor. Before anyone can figure out what it is, a large alien leg breaks through the rock. Superman barely manages to save civilians from getting crushed, just as the alien begins to fire lasers at them. Once again, he flies towards the creature, intending to attack it, but he is unable to get close as the creature fires a laser at him. As he is flung back, Superman loses consciousness and lands in the middle of the streets, where he gets surrounded by people who are trying to see if he is still alive. At the same time, the alien creature begins to wreak havoc in the streets. Batman, who had managed to regain consciousness, gets in his jet and launches missiles at the creature. They do little to slow it down, but by this time, Superman also recovers and flies in to attack them as well. He knocks the creature down, but this does not last for long, as another laser causes him to go flying back. When he stands up again, a reporter points towards the meteor that is starting to shake again. To everyone's surprise, 2 more creatures emerge from it and continue attacking. At this point, Superman begins to feel strange, just as the images start flashing again. When he stops screaming, the reporter notices a blank look on his face, but does not get to ask any questions as Superman flies away. Not long after this, reports begin coming in from all over the world of strange creatures wreaking havoc. However, the only thing that everyone wonders about is Superman's whereabouts. Batman, on the other hand, follows Superman's signal and finds him at a destroyed government facility. As he enters the facility, he finds himself in a room full of alien larvae. He then hears a loud banging and follows it, only to find Superman breaking down a door. He tells Superman to stop destroying government property and asks him what is happening. Superman leads them inside a secret lab where they find an alien hooked up to machines. He reveals that the alien is mankind's only hope and that he had been trying to communicate with him telepathically, but it was disrupted due to a stasis field. When Batman asks the alien what he was doing on Earth, he claims that he was trying to warn them about an invasion, but he was captured and imprisoned in the facility. When the alien senses that Batman does not trust him, he changes his appearance and introduces himself as John Jones. Once the 3 of them leave the facility, Superman tells them that they will have to contact the Joint Chiefs. However, they don't get far as they are stopped by soldiers who tell them that they are trespassing. Superman claims that Gian is on their side and that he will vouch for him. This is when the soldiers turn into their true alien forms and claim that this is exactly why they cannot let them leave the facility alive. In Themyscira, Diana, who will later be known as Wonder Woman, sneaks into the palace and grabs the lasso of truth and the Wonder Woman outfit. On the other end, Superman and Batman continue fighting against the aliens, who are much stronger than they had anticipated. While Batman is busy taking down the aliens in front of them, John spots a few of them sneaking on Batman and saves his life by taking the hit. With him knocked unconscious, Superman tells Batman to take John to safety while he distracts the aliens. Batman manages to fly out with his jet, but before he can relax, John tells him to remain alert since the threat has not been defeated yet. As he had predicted, a group of alien jets started surrounding them and began firing lasers at them. At first, Batman manages to dodge their attacks, but this does not last for long as a laser hits his jet, causing him to lose control of it. Just when he thinks that they are about to crash, a green light surrounds them and stops them, leaving Batman confused. At this point, John realizes that help has arrived. Sure enough, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, who had arrived to help the superheroes, begin taking down the alien jets. When Hawkgirl takes a hit, she is saved by Wonder Woman. Once all of the alien jets have been taken down, Flash arrives there as well, and for the first time, the Justice League gathers around. Wonder Woman introduces herself as Diana, the princess of the Amazonian warriors. She claims that although her island, Themyscira, is protected by the gods, she could not stand by and watch as the rest of the world crumbled. Superman is the first one to speak up, and he tells Diana that they are lucky she had shown up to save them. This is when John joins the conversation and reveals that he has telepathically summoned all of them. When Flash asks him to explain what is going on, John dives into his story. He reveals that he is from Mars, where the Martian population was thriving. However, thousands of Earth years ago, an alien force came out of nowhere and invaded their planet. Although no one knew where they came from, they knew that the aliens were far too strong for them to take down. Despite not being a violent race, the Martians fought valiantly, but eventually, the planet as they had known it was destroyed. The aliens began to take the Martians' powers, and were even able to shape-shift because of it. The last group of surviving Martians then broke into their underground stronghold and unleashed a powerful nerve gas that paralyzed them. Although the mission was a success, John found that he was the only survivor left. As he left the planet, he sealed their citadel. It remained sealed for over 500 years, but one day, while he was in hibernation, a pair of astronauts from Earth accidentally unsealed the citadel and revived their invaders. He claims that after the citadel was unsealed, he tried to make his way to Earth to warn them about the upcoming invaders, but was caught before he could do anything. They had sent their agents to Earth to disable their defenses. This is when Batman realizes why the shapeshifter scientists had sabotaged the Deep Space Monitoring Network so that their activities could go undetected. Green Lantern tells them that they have to stop the invasion before things get worse, but Gian tells them that they might already be too late. Back in the city, Snapper Carr reports that things have been getting worse. When he spots the general who had been against the disarmament of Weapons Bill, he asks him why their army has been unable to stop the aliens. The general angrily claims that it is because they don't have the proper ammunition to be taking the aliens on, especially since their protector Superman is nowhere to be seen. Suddenly they hear a loud rumbling coming from the crater just as a large alien machine emerges from the meteor and starts into the ground. Once it is active, it shoots out a laser towards the sky, causing loud rumbling and thunder. The Justice League watches from afar as they realize that the invasion has already begun. Hawkgirl asks John what they are doing, and he reveals that the invaders are nocturnal, which is why they want to block out the sun permanently so that they can operate at all hours. Wonder Woman tells them that they need to take action and take down the alien machines before they get strong enough to remain on Earth. Flash asks John if he can make another sample of the nerve gas, but John confesses that the gas can only be made from a rare Martian plant. Although he had brought a sample along with him, it was destroyed before he could put it to good use. Green Lantern tells the League that there is a lot that they need to do and suggests that they should split into teams of 2 and tackle everything together. Despite Flash wanting to pair with Wonder Woman, Green Lantern partners with him, claiming that they can all do their jobs better if there are no distractions. As the two of them reach a forest where another alien machine has been set up, Green Lantern tells the Flash their plan. However, Flash is impatient and rushes towards the aliens, claiming that they don't need a plan. As Green Lantern had predicted, Flash puts himself in more danger when he trips and gets stuck in quicksand. On the other hand, Batman and Wonder Woman arrive at another location. When Wonder Woman sees Batman hiding behind a rock, she tells him that this is not the Amazonian way, but he disagrees, and tells her that they need to remain hidden until they can find a weakness. Just then, John appears in front of them and reveals that he has scouted the outer walls of the machine and has found no openings or weaknesses. Tired of waiting around, Wonder Woman tells them that they have to create their own opening and flies towards the aliens. John tries to stop her, but Batman pulls him back and tells him that they need to see what she can do. Wonder Woman ties her lasso around the alien, causing it to crash and break open the machine. She points towards the hole she has created and tells Batman that this is their opening. As they enter inside, Batman notices the aliens running away from any place that has sunlight peeking through. In the city, Hawkgirl and Superman take down an alien and create an opening as well. Once they head inside, Hawkgirl takes out a group of aliens and tells Superman that they don't have time to talk when he tries to hold her back. At the same time, Green Lantern frees Flash from the mess he had found himself in, just as the aliens begin shooting lasers at them. Green Lantern creates a shield around himself, but when the aliens release poisonous gas inside, he loses consciousness. Flash grabs him and rushes away from the aliens, knowing that he is overpowered alone. Meanwhile, Hawkgirl and Superman fly deeper inside the machine, and Hawkgirl claims that she can smell the aliens. When Superman asks her why she is so eager to fight, she reveals that her home, Thanagar, is a warlike world where she always had to fight in order to stay alive. Their conversation is interrupted when the aliens start shooting at them again. Before they can fight back, they back down and close all of the exits, trapping the two of them inside. Things go from bad to worse when they release a poisonous gas inside, causing them to lose consciousness. John reports that the two of them are down and claims that they need to act quickly. Batman tells them that it is almost like the aliens know what they are thinking. John then leads them deeper into the machine, where he points at the central core. When Batman asks him how they can shut it down, John points at the ion matrix crystal and says that if they can remove that, it will shut down the entire plant. He then asks Batman to create a diversion. Batman does as he is told and quickly turns the aliens' attention towards himself. While he and Wonder Woman take on the aliens, John appears next to the central core and removes the ion matrix crystal from it. However, before he can destroy it, an alien shoots at him, causing him to drop the crystal. Batman tells Wonder Woman to get John out of the plant as he picks up the crystal and rushes towards the exit as well. Although Wonder Woman manages to escape, Batman gets stuck inside as the aliens close off the exit. Wonder Woman rushes back to help him, but when she hears the aliens' guns going off inside, John stops her and tells her that there is nothing that they can do for Batman now since he is no longer alive. Unbeknownst to them, Batman drops the crystal and prepares to take on the aliens who have begun to surround him. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.